All right, guys. Be right back. More Kenna. Listen to a podcast, so we're going to continue on that.
It's like, okay,
I'm kind of nearing the end.
On the internet, but the people that are sort of like don't know that we even exist out there, the people that have never heard of a Survivor podcast that might be calling in on their phone and voting whatever, how many times. We thought that the casuals, quote unquote, were maybe not voting that much, but it turns out that there was ultimately like a wave that we didn't account for, and some of the old school people like Shane, like T-Bird, I guess just sort of like got forgotten, and there was much more of a recency bias for the players that had come in the last few seasons.
Definitely the recency bias, I think, came into account. I remember listening to one of your podcasts at the time because you were talking about the exit poll, and there was this controversy, like how many of the what's called internet fans are voting. And I get to sort of speak anecdotally from people I knew who watched the show but weren't like consuming podcasts and things like that. It was very exciting to suddenly feel like you had a say in the cast. So I can see how that would energize people who wouldn't normally think to go and on the internet, on Reddit, talk about Survivor, to go and cast a few ballots, and that makes sense to me. And I know I didn't answer your question before in terms of like, am I surprised they didn't do this again? I am surprised in principle. I think it's more of a timing issue.
Yeah.
I think that their decision to go back to Game Changers really kind of pulled in some of their really hot characters from like Millennials, Gen X, and Co-Rock, your Debbies, your Zeeks, and Aubrey, of course, right? I mean, I imagine many of those are going to be on the second chance ballot, and then they have winners and more. So I mean, I would not be. So I think they like this effect. I wouldn't be surprised if someday they did.
What about the fan vote? Are you surprised that they haven't gone back to voting in the fans? Now, when you said the timing issue, I thought you were going to say that the issue ultimately is the way that Survivor films with 2 seasons back to back, that they film a season typically in March and then another season in May after the spring finale. What ultimately happened here, for anybody who doesn't know the timing of it all, that they had already filmed Survivor Co-Wrong. Survivor Co-Wrong was Survivor 31, and I guess, now with just naming the seasons after numbers like we're going to have with Survivor 41 this fall, you could never do this again. But Survivor Co-Wrong was originally the 31st season of the show, and then they said, okay, well, what if we actually switch the order around? Let's put Survivor Co-Wrong on in the spring, and then they announced this second chance ballot. Then they left to run the finale of season 30, and then ultimately stuck that new second chance season in as Survivor 31, filmed it in May and June, and then aired it in the fall with the finale in December.
Which had to be a pretty tight turnaround time for the production stuff behind the scenes. I mean, normally that would shorten, like, by the time Kelly Wentworth and those guys got back from Cambodia, they probably got back in like June, or maybe early July.
And that's what they used to do. Like, for instance, like the old school seasons used to, like the fall season would go film right at, even as recently as Survivor San Juan del Sur. That they watched Survivor Cagayan, then they filmed San Juan del Sur, and then they filmed Worlds Apart later on that summer.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I mean, and obviously there's a way to do it. I mean, Big Brother does it every week, It's just events that happen that day, on the show or whatever. I don't know.
I mean, even Survivor the Amazon, we left at the end of October, filmed, the final Tribal Council was like December 13th, and the show premiered like the second week of February. So the show, and I'm sure that the turnaround time was even harder with the lack of digital, so that they definitely can do it in a pinch.
Yeah, and I think that, you're right in terms of, like, they can make it happen. I think it was just more to, like, it was a great time to run second chances because they just had a lot of players. Like Cagayan, I feel, was just such a wild success. And I think that, in my mind, that like, terrible. I would love to see, Spencer back. I mean, Cass was such a hot villain at the time, and like, just like I like she was just a lock to get in. Like, I just assumed she was. I was excited to watch her, and I think that it truly capitalized on a time when there was a great season, a lot of people they could bring back, and so I think that that kind of thing drives up the excitement. I think of a second chance vote, in my opinion.
Yeah. Interestingly, though, they had just done a 2 half returning player seasons in 26 and 27. So it's not like that they had not brought players back in like a very long time.
Yeah.
They definitely had like a lot of people from 28, 29, 30 across these seasons, but then they did go back to the well for some of the other players. But I think that it would be very exciting to have some sort of a fan vote again. I want to ask you though, do you think that the fan vote ended up influencing the way that the season played out? I know for a lot of times it's mentioned, especially in the back half of the season, hey, we are doing this for people voted us in. We have to play hard because people voted us in. But do you think that the ultimate way that the season played out with the voting blocks, the way that it was less about alliances and more of a fluid game situation, all of the players knew who was going to be on the season from ahead of time. And so, in some way, did that make the tribe dynamics less impactful because all the players sort of like, okay, I know who I'm going to be in this game with for 3-4 months going in. It doesn't necessarily matter so much what buff I get on day one.
Oh, sure. I think that was, they talk about that, like you mentioned, in the second half of the season. Like, we're doing this for the fans. I think there's also a little bit of, like, if I quit, I'm going to raked over the coals by the fans that voted me in, but I think that came into play. I mean, and the mechanics are bringing up the fact that they all knew each other before going in. Yeah, I mean, it was blatantly obvious in the podcast, Josh's coverage and everyone that, like, beforehand, that, like, there were everyone would, like, had these game plans going in. And I think one thing that I like that they actually, like they did at Winners at War, is they blatantly acknowledged that these people talked beforehand. Like, Sandra's mad at Rob because Rob didn't tell her he was going on the season. Yeah. It's like, yeah, just don't insult their intelligence. We know these people know each other. And so I wish they kind of, like, acknowledged that a little bit in the season. But,
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, shit.
Season 31, ultimately, Jeremy Collins is going to go on to be the winner of the season. I think that Jeremy is such a great winner, has few detractors. Everybody loves Jeremy. How did you think, ultimately, rewatching Jeremy's game, did you have any different opinions about his play in this season?
Well, I think that my opinions are about the same, which is that Jeremy was very good at articulating his strategy this season. Yeah. The thing I remembered about Jeremy in terms of his gameplay was the meat shields. Oh my god, what the fuck? He kept talking about his shields. And in my head, I was like, is this Jeremy's, like, invention in terms of talking about it this way? So I was like, I have to find out if he was the first person who talked about shields. So I went and did a little homework. And I found a database of all the transcripts of every player's confessionals for 30 seasons. Wow. And based on a search, yeah, he was the first person to mention shields in his confessionals. He did it multiple times. And now, obviously, the idea of having a big target in front of you, so that way you don't get targeted, that's not inherently new. But sometimes the thing that changes games like this is the person who popularizes it, the person who articulates it and succeeds in doing it. And so, yeah, and he did it really well. I think that...
There we go, there's level 3. How far away are we from the end? I feel like we're relatively close, but I just don't know exactly how far.
Go.
Actually, maybe not. I'm looking at this, like, according to this, we still have, like, 2 hours left.
I found the relic, but the village heart was gone.
This also feels like an abnormally long playthrough where it's 8.5 hours in comparison to a lot of other was 6.
She must have moved the mountains to transport the village heart. If anyone could find a way, it would be Adira.
I'll return the relics to the tower. Thank you for your help, Hannah. I know it's hard to revisit the past.
Yeah, because this is the final section of the game. It's just like, how long is this section? Oh, even from what I'm seeing here. Oh, there's about an hour and a half left. So that's longer than I thought there was. I thought we were like right at the end.
Glad you've come, Kana. I believe you can help her find peace. Be careful.
It is not peace that I seek. It is not for my soul that I walk this path. Right?
I found the relic, but
It all makes
fuck.
sense now. If anyone
It's the
could
exact
find
same
a way,
thing.
it would be.
I'll return the relics to the tower.
No, I can't skip this.
I'm glad you've come, Kana.
Oh, that's shit. Alright, let's go. So is that where we're going? It's like literally right there. Free Adira. Oh, we haven't even freed her yet. Oh. Okay, that means we're probably not even done this section. I think. Wait, what? I didn't need a loading screen. Whatever. That's actually really cool. It's like its own set piece. That's probably why there's a short loading screen. There we go. I guess I'll probably start the podcast.
The biggest thing I see in Jeremy's game is his positioning.
Yeah.
That he would always position himself behind enough other targets that would take votes, that would take away votes from him. And
So yeah, again, I'm not sure what I'll play next. I do want to play Tales of Arise, just because of how many like good things I've heard about it recently. So maybe we'll go for that. But also, it's such a like from what I understand, it's a long game. Where like I kind of rather like get some shorter, like some of the bigger profile shorter games out of the way first. So I don't know. So I'm assuming I can't. So I can't even. What the fuck? Oh fuck. Oh shit. Oh. This entire thing's does not do anything? So close. Oh shit. I think we got it. I'll honor Adira.
The ancient people who settled here were drawn to the mountain shrine. But they didn't fully understand its potential. Hana and I found a way to focus the scattered energy of the mountain. I thought it would last for generations. But the village heart started to fade. This was just the beginning of our problems. Something was wrong. The crops failed and poison covered the land. Hana left to search for food and supplies to save our village. I watched her go that morning knowing I would never leave our home without her. Weeks turned to months, and she did not return. We tried everything to help restore balance, but nothing worked. I knew our home was lost, but I couldn't leave Hana behind. I had to help her find her way back. So, I started to build. Somehow I felt leaving would make me forget her. The life we shared would slip away. That fear blinded me, and I tore apart everything we created.
I've lost someone too. And the thought of forgetting
Yeah, I won't say that. I don't give a shit about the story of this game now.
But I've met Hana, and I know your love is strong. Even after all these years, what you built together is still a part of the land. Your bond will never be broken.
Okay. Might as well meditate while we're here. So, fuck. Wait, they turned me around? They did, didn't they? Whatever. Wait, so where am I going? All the way back there, shit. Okay. Wait, there's a fast travel location.
Hana and Adira shared something special. It lifts my heart to know they are together again.
Adira knew she was powerless to stop the poison, but she never gave up hope that Hana would find her way home. Zaju, I saw something in Adira's memories. Some kind of creature. It seemed to be connected to the troubles in the village. Was there no way to drive it out?
You were not the first to ask me these questions. Our leader, Toshi, struggled to accept the will of nature. Toshi loved this place, and it broke him to see it wither away.
The leader of your village.
What was this?
I've seen this spirit on my journey.
Challengers pick their dream
Gameplay gives you
tasks.
access to thousands of games and movies. It's just
He's at the heart of the corruption that blocks the path to the mountain
77.
shrine.
I want to do seasons with the OGs, man. I'm talking about the people that I used to watch on this thing.
He will
Like
not
Landon,
move on.
MJ, all these old vets, because, you know, as a kid, I was a fan.
I feel like I would love to do a show with Corey. He's a top competitor, and he's a very straightforward person on what he's doing, and I don't think he's very snaky or backstabbing.
Corey and I are friends outside of the show, but we've never actually competed in a challenge together, so I think it's...
Look for Toshi in the village leader hall, along the path to the mountain shrine.
And she's done so many crazy things that has gotten the show to be as big as it is now. And then also Mark Long. Like, the guy's the godfather of the show. He's a legend, so I would love to do a show with Mark Long.
Out of all past and present challengers, I probably would want to do a challenge with Emily. I've been trying to slide in her DMs. Hasn't really been working, so I figured if we face to face, you know, this love connection could finally happen. If I could do a show with Amber B, I mean, that goes without saying. For me, like, the stands out would be either Mark Long or Derek. I feel like they're...
Oh, wait, what am I doing? You know? Use Taro's mask to open the spirit barrier. Where did I do that at, though? Oh, here.
Like, they're the ones that started this. There's a man by the name of Derek, who's not too shabby at pole wrestling. I'd like to do a season with some of these new kids and see where I stack up.
If there's one challenger that I've never done a season with that I would like to do a season with, it would definitely be
Thank you
Veronica.
for
I feel
doing
like
the
she
entire
is just
fucking
a
question.
bad bitch, and I would love to meet her.
Have they never been... Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, she wasn't on 30... Yeah, she took a break from, what, 28 to 33?
Come play! Rachel's from my season, but we never did a challenge together. But every time I ask if she's coming, she says no.
I would love to do a challenge with anyone from Real World Boston or New Orleans.
I would like to play with Cara Maria. I would like to play with Laurel. And then I don't want to play with them because they're all so good.
It's Laurel. She is everything a challenger should be. I do Laurel.
I would do a challenge with Brad because I know he's a fierce competitor.
Didn't you rate you on the show? Like, you were literally on the season. Like, is this before the season started? I mean, it must have been before the season started. But still, like, that's such a weird fucking...
One of the sweetest, funniest people I've ever met.
I definitely would want to see Turbo because after I saw him throwing out the Street Fighter fireballs and doing the backflip, you got to see that in person if you can.
I would like to meet Emily Schramm.
I've never done a real challenge with her. I would love to be in the house and see this girl get down because I know this girl's a beast.
Kyle. I think he's super funny. I know people talk about his game being a little snaky and shifty, but I feel like he'd be somebody who would just have such good energy in the house. It might be cool to do one with Yes. I know that's old school, but he's really good and really talented. I feel like it would be fun to do one with Yes. Natalie, Jose, Devon, Victor. I mean, the
Thank you for naming all the Big Brother people. Yeah.
I've competed with the biggest hitters.
You have
the most
come
interesting
far,
personalities,
Spirit
the
Guide.
loudest mouths. I've had such a blessed experience in my
But
challenge
what is it that
experience.
you
I couldn't
truly
ask for anything
seek?
more.
Thank you, Tyler, for not answering the question.
What are you hiding?
Why your true intent. You pretend to care for these spirits, but really, you only serve yourself. You cannot hide your weakness from me.
Dad is gone. Can you help me find him?
Don't worry. We can look for him together.
This is his staff. He can't get home without it. Can you carry it for me?
Take it slow. You've traveled a great distance. Crossing over is no easy task.
Toshi's spirit was different, stronger than the others. He was able to push me from his memories.
Toshi wields an untamed power, but that is not why you failed. Corrupt spirits feed on the conflicts within ourselves.
My father told me stories of the sacred mountain shrine and its connection to the spirit realm. After I lost him, I set out to find the shrine, hoping it would make me a better spirit guide. I've always known he was gone, but I thought if I could help enough spirits find peace, he would see me and be proud.
Many spirit guides have come before you, but they have all failed. Your father will be proud of who you've become. Toshi could not accept the fate of our village. He destroyed a sacred creature and broke the natural cycle of the land. It seems Toshi has hidden his relics in the spirit realm. You will need to cross over to search for them. Look for gateways in the village. Dash through them to reach the spirit realm.
O1 than R1? Okay, so we essentially do this third time with Toshi. I'm assuming this is going to take us to the mountain then. Oh, they're like giving us all 3 missions that we can do at once. Interesting. Anyway, we'll do this next time. Oh, so these are all gateways that lead to the. Okay, interesting. All right, yeah, we'll end here. Guys, let's continue on for now. Thank you for watching.